And welcome back. I'm the Doc Bob Lee, and you're watching Open. You know, it's that live interactive program that it brings the Bronx and New York City straight to your TV set. You can stay connected to us through social media at BronxNet TV. Now, our first guest are the founders of Latinx in Social Work, Sandoval. She's been here too. Sandoval Collab, and the founder and executive director of Siembra today. So they are no strangers to the show. She joins us to talk about the Postpartum Doula and author of Conscious Parenting. It's a guidebook. And they're here today to speak about the parenting guide and share some healthy parenting tips. So please welcome to the show, Erica Sandoval and Carolina Bolivar. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Dr. Bob. I'm excited to be here today with my incredible partner, Carolina Bolivar, who is the co-author to Conscious Parenting, a guide for parents. And I would love for you to learn more about Carolina.
Yes, and this is the first time I'm meeting Carolina. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Wait, should we initiate her first, since this is the first time?
Yeah, let's initiate her.
Okay, you are officially initiated. Tell us a little bit more about you and how you guys met up.
Thank you. Thank you so much for this amazing opportunity. And I'm super excited to share a little bit about my journey. I'm originally from Colombia, came to the United States 24 years ago, coming from a family of parents that did the best they could with the tools that they had.
Yeah.
Found myself very young having a child, and unfortunately I did not have the tools, so I kind of repeated the same things that we learned from our parents.
Yeah.
And the second time around, 4.5 years ago, after a long journey of self-discovery, working with different plant medicines, working with a lot of other moms, and understanding this whole concept of how can we raise children in a more conscious way. And having my second child really gave me that opportunity that I didn't have, now that we have so many amazing tools to be able to really connect with ourselves, taking care of ourselves, living in a more harmonious way, so that we can be a safe space, so that we can really encourage our children and be there for them, especially in the way that we parent. How are we parenting today?
Yeah.
Because we have nowadays amazing tools to be able to guide them in a more loving way.
And then you took the tools that you have that enabled you to be able to put the book together, right?
Correct. Yeah. So it was a beautiful journey, because there are things that we can do at home. We can share so many tools that don't cost us anything, so that we can experience this with our children as well.
Conscious parenting. How did you come up with the name?
Well, conscious parenting is just like really becoming conscious of our own emotions, so that we can connect with what's happening inside of us. We can hold space for ourselves. We can start working through all of those emotions that we are experiencing, and we can sort of heal our own childhood, that inner child that lives within us, so then that we could be the cycle breakers of our own families, right? I think, and I feel that we all come from, and in my experience with working with a lot of moms and a lot of families, especially coming from Latin America, we experience like punishment and like hitting and different kind of abuses that have been very normalized. So I feel once we start going into that journey and understand that is not okay, and that is very painful for us. So then I decided that I wanted to create this book so that we can have the mindfulness and the consciousness, so that we can do it from a place of love. I feel like we can really change the world with just one generation of more conscious and loving parents.
Was there a difference between the punishment that you were, or the reprimanding that you went through in Colombia, as opposed to what it is here in America?
Well, look, there was more like physical, right?
Well, I'm just saying reprimanding, so I don't know exactly what took
Yes.
place?
So it
How
was
harsh it was?
more physical. It was
More
more
physical.
verbal. And unfortunately, I didn't have the tools. So 18 years ago, 22 years ago, I kind of did the same with my oldest child. Fortunately, we have been able to repair that, and really understanding that is not the way, because as children, right, when we receive these kind of abuses from our parents, we don't stop loving our parents. We really stop loving ourselves.
Yeah.
And then we allow other people. We normalize these kind of abuses, and that's what we're seeing right now in society.
Yeah.
Like, people coming from a lot of domestic violence and many situations, and even children coming from domestic violence.
But that's how they raised people in different cultures. So the Pela out there was different from the Pela here in the States.
Well, I kind of want to interject. I don't think it depends on the country or the culture. I think it depends on the environment and the way that we've been raised. Because it doesn't matter if it's in the United States, Colombia, Ecuador. I'm from Ecuador. I was raised here in New York, and it's not just any type of physical violence. It's also conscious parenting is about the way we talk to our kids, the words we say to our kids, how we name their struggles. So, for example, if you are consciously parenting, and you know that your child has she's very hyper. You don't want to say there's something wrong with you. Like, what's wrong with you? You can't sit still. You're just always getting in trouble. Consciously, they're not aware of what their hyperactivity is about. So really kind of understanding of how to phrase, how can I support my child, my daughter, and being able to use correct language in order so we're not traumatizing our kids, and we're looking at ourselves too. Perhaps it's the trauma of the environment, of society, of school. Maybe they're getting bullied. There's so many reasons why kids will be acting out, but the way we respond to kids is so important. So as a clinical social worker, mental health provider, I noticed that a lot of my clients were coming in as adults saying, I really want to be different. I want to break that cycle and really undo anything that was done to me because our parents were unconscious. And it doesn't matter what country you're from. It's just the way it is.
I get it. I was wondering if she put the difference in the book that she wrote. But how did you guys meet up?
It was really great. We actually met at a event that I had. It was a free event, and it was about 2 years ago. And she attended this amazing event. I know it was about love and self-love. It was like a self-love event. And she came in and she said, let's have lunch. And we had lunch. And as soon as we had lunch, we instantly clicked. We were finishing each other's sentences. We were talking so much about the way we were raised. I was also a single mom. She's also a single mom. And what I did is I really was very conscious as soon as I had my daughter, and I began my own therapy journey and support group journey. And I really was able to break the cycle of intergenerational trauma. And she's 24. Dr. Bob, you met her. She's wonderful. You invited her to come on the show. She hasn't done it yet, but you've met her before. So there's like a lot of connections that we had and similarities, and we were just really aligned, and we began to collaborate together, and this was one of the amazing collaborations that happened.
So you guys are in sync. How are you teaching others, and what are other people learning about what you're teaching?
We have Siembra today, the nonprofit, has free educational workshops that we are providing to organizations across New York City and beyond. So we're using this tool that was created by Carolina and I as an opportunity to really gift these books to the parents and then have workshops so they can recognize their own symptoms and behaviors and check in with themselves and leave with tools. This book is bilingual. It's in English and in Spanish. And so Carolina wrote some amazing guidance for tools, just just connecting with yourself, with your breath work, and she can share more about it. But
Yeah.
these workshops are being offered across New York City and beyond, and they can
Right.
contact Siembra today to book a workshop that we can provide for the organization by clinical social workers and by holistic practitioners.
Carolina, talk about some of those tools. I got about 2 minutes left.
Okay, great. So something very simple, we can always come back to our breath, especially when we feel like we are losing a little bit of our patience.
Yeah.
So we can always take like connect with the emotion, like what is happening. And then you just put your hand on your chest, feel your heart. Remember that we are alive, being in the present moment. And before we lose our patience, like really take a deep breath in and think before we share with our children. That will be number one. Number two, something that works for me very well is like, especially when I'm going through a challenging time,
Yeah.
I can just take off my shoes and take a walk on the grass. Also, you can just step and dance. Moving energy really allow us to release any emotion. Also, journaling and writing all our emotions make a huge difference. So there are so many things that we can do on a daily basis that really allow us to be in the present moment.
So instead of taking off your shoes and throwing them, take a deep breath and sit back, relax, kick off your shoes.
You're so funny, Dr. Bob. You keep thinking of the chancla. That's what it is.
Well, you know, she said
You
take
keep
off your
thinking of
shoes
the
because a lot of
chancla.
people took off the shoes and threw them.
That was so long ago, though. That
no,
was
but
like,
I'm still traumatized because my mother threw a shoe at me. I thought
That
I
is
got
so
away. I was
funny.
around the
Then
corner.
you
and
have to
somehow
come
the
to
shoe
our
made it
workshop.
around
you
the
have
corner
to
and hit
come
me
to
the
our
corner of the head.
workshop. I want you at our workshop. We have to have a workshop with you.
You're going to sit me down, right?
Yes, it's just beautiful because
Yeah.
I want to just make a note of this, that we want to just identify and note that
Uh-huh.
we're not stating that all parents are doing things to harm their kids. We're not stating that. We're just
No,
stating
I get
that
it. I get it.
we know that as adults that have experienced parenting
Yeah.
that has been the norm for many years, because this is the way that they
Yeah.
were treated. We want to provide an opportunity to become more conscious of how the feelings are left within
Yeah.
for your children, how we can create that cycles of breaking these cycles of trauma,
Yeah.
or breaking these cycles of the way we have parented before.
Those things are definitely out there, and we
Yeah.
definitely need your help. And thank you for all the things that you guys are doing and bringing people together and creating the awareness that we do have a situation that needs to be tackled. And we want to thank
Absolutely.
you and
And
your organization for doing what you do.
thank you,
Thank
Dr.
you.
Love. And the way you take care of yourself is the way you're going to care for others. And you can check us out at Siembra Today on
Yeah.
Instagram and on our website, siembratoday.org, SIEMBRA today.org. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you. I'm glad you guys came together. We appreciate you and love you. Okay. All right. We'll take a quick break. I've got more open coming your way next.